Every build starts the same way, with measurements, stakes, and making sure the foundation is right before anything else. This is where our shed build officially begins. Alright, the first step that you see me doing is measuring out the initial dimensions of the shed. From there, I'm measuring approximately a foot inwards on either direction. And this is the layout of where we are going to put in our version of a post and beam foundation. The shed is going to be 12 by 20. We are using deck blocks to put posts for a pier foundation. You see, making sure the dimensions were square, making the horizontal measurements exactly the same. And now we are marking 5 spots on either side, and this is where the deck blocks are going to go. You see, we just used a stake to measure approximately, I think the stakes were about 16 inches. So we dug holes a little bit bigger than the actual blocks are, so that we have enough wiggle room to put gravel in, and if we needed to make any adjustments with the deck blocks. Next, we dug each hole approximately anywhere from like 6 inches to a foot. I wanted to make sure we had anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of gravel packed in before we put the deck blocks in. Right, next we are getting the gravel to put in the holes. We ended up purchasing a half a ton of gravel from our local landscaping business. I like to consider myself a bit of a perfectionist, making sure the level marks exactly in the middle. Take one step forward, let's level it out, make sure it's perfect. So I cut a lot of that out. You're welcome. But yeah, it definitely took a long time in the process of just getting each block perfectly level. Little foreshadowing here. At the time of me doing this recording, we're significantly farther in our shed build, and looking at the very beginning of us putting this foundation down, if I were to do it again, I would honestly do this way differently. I can't remember my thought process in deciding to go this way, except for the fact that the the land that we're on, and in this section in particular, it's a downward slope. It would have cost a lot of time and money for us to bring dirt in and to use heavy machinery to prepare the land before putting in this foundation, and we just didn't have either. We didn't have the time and we didn't have the money to do that. So I would say that's probably what made me settle on doing deck blocks and posts. Like I said, I would have definitely done things a little differently. Probably the route of digging a hole, putting the gravel in, and then using concrete blocks and just building up the piers just with the concrete.
Alright, so I don't know how much you can hear over the generator, but we spent a lot of time going through each and every hole and getting it as level as possible. We realized our mistake of taking out the measurements exactly and not going past, so that we would essentially create like permanent areas to put the ropes over, so that, you know, when we went to go dig in the hole, the stakes would stay in place, and then we would have the markers at the same spot to put our blocks down. So what ended up happening is we dug all the holes, and I think my brother dug his a little bit too much one way, and me another little bit but too much that way, and it ended up essentially just not aligning once we were trying to put all the blocks in place. And what we're doing is we're putting 4x4 posts up here, since it's clearly evident that it's really unlevel. Not only are we on a slope, but we've dug up a lot of stumps by hand, so figured a quick, easy way to combat that is to put these deck blocks down, raise some 4x4s up enough so that we can get everything level. So that's what we're gonna try and tackle today, is get 4x4s in place, and then level them up with some 2x. And yeah.
Now we're on to cutting the 4x4 posts that we are going to set into the deck blocks. We started by guessing which deck block was the highest of them all, and we started off with just like a foot.
Take it outside.
We had more than enough posts to put approximately 2 to 3 feet into each deck block. From there, so we secured these 2x to the post, and that acted as our level. So we got all of those. You'll see that they all end up getting attached together. We are securing 3 posts at a time. This acts as our way of creating a level foundation to set the beams on these posts. so once we got all the 2x attached all around, we thought we were going to use a circular saw to cut all the posts off where they stood, but we realized the challenge in that. So we took the circular saw and made indents on each post, and then we took each one out one by one, unscrewed them one by one. My brother took them and then finished the cut on my miter saw, and then we just put it back in. And that's how we just made it that's how we did it for each and every post. Our biggest thing was we wanted to make sure the cuts were nice and clean, and we didn't trust ourselves to use a sawzall or use some kind of other tool that wasn't going to be precise enough, just because we lack the skills and experience. This is just the beginning. Next, the foundation comes together, beams set on the piers, and the subfloor begins.